Our rule is always keep your friend close if they have oil. Keep your enemy closer if they have oil. So, welcome back, everyone. Last time I talked about Syria, and today it's been like almost 5 months after Assad's fall. So, how did the country do after Assad? And is there any progress to measure? We're talking about the diplomatic progress. Okay, this is the important slide. So what is the U.S. demanding from demands from Syria? Why the U.S. is not lifting those sanctions? Because there is 2 different sanctions on Syria, on energy and money exchange. We're talking about banking. And the most important one and the hardest one is actually the banking one. So as an example, I live in Canada. I want to send, let's say, $100 to someone in Syria. I can't send to any bank in Syria. And that's just not like something, like you can easily say, okay, so what, you can just send it. Well, doesn't work just like that. That means there is no investment in Syria. There will be no investment going to Syria as well, because investors need to bring their money with them, and no one's just gonna carry, like a bag of money, right? It just works through banks, because in this world, you can't carry more than 10,000 words. Other than that, you can be accused of money laundering. So these sanctions means there is no investment going or will be going or will enter the country until those sanctions on those banks will be lifted. And the US still haven't left these sanctions. And the main one is basically banking. So what the US demands from Syria for sanctions relief. Okay. Number 1, destruction of all remaining chemical weapons. And Syria have done that. They basically cooperated with whatever agency that's responsible for like destroying chemical weapons. They've done that. Full elimination of chemical weapons. They did that. Verified cooperation with international inspectors. They did that. Counter-terrorism cooperation. Now, I know some people would say like HTS was at one point working with Al-Qaeda, but HTS also have fought ISIS. At one point, if we're counting the losses in HTS when they fought ISIS, they've lost 70% of their army just by fighting ISIS. Intelligence sharing, they are doing that. Joint effort to dismiss extreme group like ISIS, they are doing that as well. No foreign fighters in government rules. They also accepted this. Okay, there is no foreign fighters that will be joining the new government. Help locate missing American journalist Austin Tice. Austin Tice is an American journalist that entered Syria to document the war that was happening in Syria, and that journalist was missing. And last wartime he was in an area that was ruled by Assad's officers. So technically, everyone knows that he was kidnapped by Assad's regime, and he disappeared. They don't know anything about him. So did the new government do all of these? Yes, they did all of these. Why the sanctions haven't been lifted? Well, let's just talk more, and then we will get back to this. The Caesar Act. What's the Caesar Act? US 2020 until present, it's still. What's the Caesar Act? Named after the Syrian military defector who leaked 53,000+ images of detained, tortured to death prisoners. Came into force in June 2020. Yes, you said the guy left in 2013. Why did the law came in 2020? Yes, the guy left Syria in 2013, and they were able to get a refugee status, I think, in France, and France was able to help them traveling to the US when needed to meet people in the Congress to push for something like the Caesar Act. Well, basically, during Obama refused to put something like the Caesar Act because, according to Obama, he said, if we sanctioned Syria, we will basically sanction the people, not just the government, because the government is rich and the government can always do whatever they want to do. Sanctions will never stop them. They can just literally hire someone and cross the border and bring them everything they want. Technically, that's correct. But that's not what actually happened. During Obama was trying to leave everything that's happening in the Middle East to Israel. So if Israel say, okay, you can put it, he would be able to. But during that time, Israel told Benjamin Netanyahu have told Obama, no, leave Syrians fight. That will make Syria weak, because Syria was an enemy to the US since Assad's family have ruled Syria. So just let them fight and never interfere. And that was basically the main argument with Henry Kissinger. He's the foreign minister back, I think, in 19th minister, and he was basically the one who set the main rules with the U.S. Foreign policy. It was like, if there is a conflict, don't interfere, but control the conflict. So that's why US will never interfere in a conflict, but they will try to control the conflict rather than stop it. So they will never stop it, but they will always have their connection with whoever is fighting each other, 70s, but close. Okay, yeah, in the 70s. He's the main one that put, like, like when people say the American imperialism, all of these stuff that people criticize about the American imperialism are like rules that were set by Henry Kissinger. He passed away 2 years ago, and it was fun to see that even Americans hate him more than other parts of the world, which was actually good to see. I used to think that people think of him as like a hero. Like, no, Americans actually hate him as much as we do hate him. Now I feel older. Oh my god. So, key targets. Anyone aiding Assad, including Russia, Iran, and Lebanese Hezbollah actors. Sector, energy, aviation, military, construction, and finance. So, none of these stuff are allowed to trade with the Assad government. So, now, since Assad is gone, why the sanctions hasn't been left? Well, okay, let's talk about the impact of sanctions. Freezes foreign investment in Assad's Assad's held areas. So any investment that was going on in Syria will be froze. Discourage reconstruction aid without accountability, extended to target companies rebuilding in post-war Syria. So this is like another main one. So like as an example, 80% of Syria is destroyed. So now we are at the era where we need to rebuild Syria. But we can't rebuild Syria because there is the sanctions. So we can't rebuild Syria because there is sanctions. None of the construction materials are allowed to enter, like cement, like anything you need for reconstruction is not allowed to enter Syria, and all because of the Caesar Act. So didn't Yasser, you said it was useful? It was useful to help the Syrians take down Assad. Yes, it was more of like something that punished the people more than Assad, but at one point it did punish Assad, and that helped with taking him down. Now Assad is gone, and this act was put against Assad, so why don't we lift it? So let's just go back to the three stuff that we said. The fourth condition that the US have put on the new Syrian government to be able to lift the Caesar, or like all the sanctions, basically: destruction of chemical weapons, counterterrorism cooperation, no foreign fighters in government role, help locate missing journalist Austin Tice. So did the government do this? Yes. Then why the sanctions hasn't been lifted? Well, the answer to this question is Benjamin Netanyahu. He is asking the US to keep Syria a weak, divided country. And their idea, they think that Syrians, when they make their country, they will be an enemy to Israel. Even though the new government have said it multiple times that we are not against anyone in the region, we are able to make peace with anyone. But you guys know, if you watch politics, you would know that Benjamin Netanyahu can't live without enemies. So he will always make enemies. Like as an example, yesterday, Israel attacked 22 places in Syria. Bibi is the worst. Exactly. Like that's just yesterday. 22 places were attacked just for no reason. And that came like literally after the day where our foreign minister have said in the UN that we're willing to cooperate with anyone. That includes all our neighbors. And he mentioned their name in the UN. But he's like, no, we're not going to cooperate with you. We will just keep attacking you. So why the US sanctions hasn't been lifted? Well, until Netanyahu agrees that they can left the sanctions. That's literally the main reason. As I told you at the beginning, they did not put Caesar Act during Obama because Bibi Netanyahu had told Obama basically to not interfere with the conflict, so that will make sure that the Syrians will fight forever and it will stay as a weak country. Now, but how did that? Okay, but how did the Caesar Act came into a place? Well, basically, a Syrian lady have talked to Donald Trump, and she was able to convince him. So you guys know I should talk Donald Trump a lot, but he did help us, okay? So I'm trying to be fair. Without Donald Trump, actually, the Caesar Act would not have taken a place, and maybe we would have been able to take Assad, but not in 10 more years, because the Caesar Act have helped into taking him down. So that's one of the things that you could say. One of the things that you could say that Trump actually helped, and he took more of like a humanitarian place where he helped humanity. And okay, since he put it, yeah, so why doesn't he leave it? Well, it's just like too much going on right now in the Middle East that if he does it, he will go against his allies' agenda. And you know, like, you can't always be against your allies because your allies have too much strength, like too much power in your own country as well. He will find a way to scam you, don't worry. It's in his nature. I mean, we know that. It's like, just, we can't, the Syrians aren't able to make a deal with him. It's like, okay, tell us what you want and we will try to work it out. It's like, okay, do these 4. I was like, we did those 4. It's like, no, I'm not convinced enough, you know? The main thing that was said by the US officials, like, progress must be real and verifiable. Syria will not be rewarded without real reform. So the thing is, it's like, you know, when you graduate and you need to find a job. So you need an experience to find a job. And to start a job, to get experience, you need a job. You know, you need a job to start building an experience, and you need experience to have a job. So, love the breakdown. Yo, thank you so much, Pogo Ash. So it's basically who comes first. Okay, to make a progress, we need those sanctions to be left. And to left those sanctions, there must be a progress. So it can't be done. Like, as an example, there is no banking, like, there is no banks, there is no infrastructure, there is no internet, there is nothing, there is no electricity. So how are we supposed to make progress, you know? So if you guys have any idea, please let me know, like, so I can deliver it in my, I don't know, somewhere. But yeah, it's basically like, you know, to get a job, you need experience. But to have experience, you should have a job first. So I think I skipped something here. Yeah, no, we actually talked about it. Oh, we actually have finished it. So what is the first thing you guys want? Sorry, and now moving into Q&A.